Hello, so this is my little project car. It's a 1990 Ford Festiva, also known as a Mazda 121 in Japan and a Kia Pride in Korea. Busted out taillight, there's dent on the hatch right there. Interior's decently used, decently beat. Torn seats. It's been sitting for a while. Does have 252,000 miles on it. Interior needs to be really cleaned. This is the little Mazda B3 motor. It is fun. Doesn't run right, does crank over, but still having issues trying to get this thing to run properly. I do have plans, multiple plans, don't know which one to pick. That's the issue. Try to get it. She wants to run. I think some starting fluid she'd probably pop off right now, but she doesn't stay running is the issue. This is the header I plan on using. It's a little motorcycle header that my buddy gave to me for free because he had it laying around. He was going to scrap it, but the runners for all these almost line up identically to the factory exhaust manifold, other than this bend that fucking pops off towards side. Should line up pretty decently with that B3 motor. These are the wheels that I just got from Japan today for the Festiva. Hopefully, they look decent, fit properly. Should have a little bit of poke because they are a plus 10 offset, and the offset for the Ford Festiva that's needed is a plus 25 to a plus 35 to actually fit properly. So this should poke out just a little bit. Hopefully I can put some flares on it. Kind of do a kaido racer look with the car. I also remembered, you guys probably curious what these are. These are a set of Dunlops Le Mans 24 wheels. These came out in the late 70s, early 80s. This wheel is 14 by 6. So are the other two that I have right there. There's a fourth one that is missing that did not get delivered today, but hopefully gets delivered tomorrow. This is what the center cap looks like, if it focuses. Le Mans 24 is stamped aluminum. Nothing too fancy about it other than the design and, of course, sticker. So back at the Festiva again. This car has struts all the way around, which is nice, but also shitty at the same time because nobody makes actual coilovers for this car. A lot of guys use a mix of Mark 1 and Mark 2 Jetta or / Golf suspension, well, coilovers, probably Racelands, but I don't feel like buying 2 sets of coilovers for this car to actually get it low. Not only that, I'm not sure how low I want to go. So coilover sleeves are a great option, plus getting struts for this car and just nearly everything else for this car is really cheap. So it doesn't make sense to me, and why would I spend $800 on some not that great quality coilovers when I can just make a set that are gonna be cheap, gonna handle like normal cheap coilovers, and not spend the extra money. Again, just back of car, dirty stuff. But I don't know what the Bennett thing is, if it, probably looks good. No clue. I don't know a lot about the Ford Festiva information. Like, I read a little bit about the car. I know it's mostly a Mazda product. Everything manufactured by Mazda, built in Korea by Kia, and then sold as a Ford in Japan and America. And even in the Middle East, they have their own brand, which I believe is Saipa. I think that's how you pronounce it. I'm not sure. But this is the car. Does need a rear roof spoiler. Thinking about doing one out of fiberglass. I have very minimal experience with fiberglass. I know some guys run EF Civic rear spoilers with a little bit of cutting and modifying a little bit of fiberglass work. Now, getting in the front, I really want to cut out the grill, cut it up a little bit, because I'm not a fan of this grill design. I hate 90s Fords where they have this stupid little design around the emblem. I don't know what they were thinking, but just not my style. I plan on cutting out the fins over here, cutting out the middle, and kind of doing a 90s aero grill. Hopefully it's not that hard, doesn't look that hard. Just gonna fill up where I cut out here with some fiberglass, gonna cut up here, across the line, fill with fucking epoxy, fiberglass, Mondo, whatever. That works. Really trying to keep this car as a budget. I paid $400 for it, got a title, is registered. Really not a bad choice, seeing on how right now these Festivas are selling for $3-5 grand. 1,500 for ones that don't run. Pretty expensive car for something so small. This thing had 63 horsepower from factory, so it's not all that fast, but you know, I like having projects, like making small motors go fast, which I guess I should have the hood popped if I'm talking about the motor. And this is it, the really small motor, which I showed you earlier. Tried cranking it, doesn't work, and all that. It's a cable driven clutch, which is my first car I ever owned, which cable clutch. Told it's fine, I've never had one first time. This is it, just tiny little dinky motor with 63 horsepower. It's a single cam, fuel injection motor. Plan is, obviously I showed you the header earlier with the motorcycle header. I also have a set of CBR 1000 ITBs coming in for this car, which I'm going to try get another set of intake runners, chop them up, figure out proper angle and everything with another set of intake manifolds, so I can keep the factory fuel injection rail, and hopefully keep as much of this stuff that I do to this car reversible. I don't want to sit here, chop up fenders for no reason. I don't want to cut up the car into a truck, something that would be hard to repair, because as these cars get older, being a throwaway car, there's a lot less of them being around. So, yeah, a little bit of project. Hopefully I can stay underneath like 4 or 5 grand. I don't see why that would be hard. I'm probably in the car, because I spent $700 on those wheels, like $1,500, I think. Probably less than that, but 15 is a good range since I'm not going to calculate it right now off the top of my head. But thank you guys, and have a good one.